Look at the topic. Trying to really go into the Bible to prove to the, not to them brothers, but the people that's there.
What's the topic?
That the black woman is God.
Well,
inside of the
Bible. Let's make this clear. The title, the subject matter,
yes,
is, because I don't want to demean the black woman.
Okay.
So the subject matter is, I will prove that the Bible is plagiarized, okay, using the Bible on out, and I will also prove that the woman is God, according to the Bible.
Right.
The woman is God, according to the Bible. Because once you start dealing with the subject matter of race, then I have to take on several undercurrents to the argument, and it takes away.
He's gonna prove it.
Now, well, we're gonna address the fact. Well, I would say the black woman by default. So, distinguishing when you're talking to people, like for instance, when you're dealing with children, and the reason why I'm using children in the analogy is because for someone to make subscriptions to a lot of these monotheistic beliefs, they will have to be reduced to an inferior state of mind and thinking in order for them to even comply with that which is being conveyed to them. So, and this is no offense to them, this is my disposition. You have to be reduced to your adolescent mind in order for you to receive those type of texts, okay, and believe that it's authenticated, okay, and to believe that there's no conspiracy entangled or engendered around it, to reduce our thinking or frequency to a lower level. So I'm gonna use children in this analogy. And when you go into a fridge and you have blue juice, green juice, and orange juice, okay, and you tell your child the fridge is your oyster, pick whatever you want, you'll find that sometimes having too much options causes confusion. If you have 3 different types of toothpaste, you'll find they might open up all 3 toothpaste, probably the same day. So the reason why I'm saying this is, I'm dealing with a religious mind state, and there are some very intelligent religious people out there.
Monotheistic people.
Okay, but what I'm going to tell you is the adherents.
I don't know.
The adherents have been reduced to childlike thinking. To me, the most intelligent religious adherents out there would be the people that know that they're bamboozling the people in those institutions. They know better than to make subscriptions to that which they have everyone else believing in, because it suits their own selfish gain. So what I'm going to tell you is, rather than say the black woman is God, I know when we dealing with language, we dealing with the subject, and we dealing with the predicate, okay? Then we dealing with syntax. So we dealing with subject, predicate, and syntax. And then we have to deal with syllogisms. And this is when people can get mad and polite, say, I don't understand what he's saying.
People don't know what those things are.
Syllogistically speaking, you have to have at least 2 premises and a conclusion if you really want to have a strong impact, okay? Or a premise and a conclusion. But you really want to have 2 premises and a conclusion, syllogistically speaking, to really formulate a serious idea or punctuate your idea. So, I know that because I'm talking to people who have been reduced to their adolescent structure, infrastructure mentally, I know what's going to take place when I say the black woman is God according to the Bible. Their mind has to grasp at too many items. Now I'll say this, Jesus, when I say Jesus to the average brother or sister, there's the white one and there's the black one that comes into play. When we say the word period, right, you'll find in a lot of Proto-Semitic languages they don't have homophones. These are words that sound alike, maybe spelled alike, but allude to different meanings. So in Proto-Semitic languages, or even more ancient languages than that, you'll find that they don't have those words because that causes confusion. Why? Because I can say the word period right now, and you'll think that which alludes to the thing at the very end of a sentence. You think about period in terms of error. You think about period in terms of menstrual cycle. And what that does is impede on the mind's ability to think, because the speed of thought purportedly is 24 billion miles per second. And what you're doing is reducing 24 billion miles per second down to about a second. You know what I'm saying? Down to a more minuscule train. Because what's happening is now your mind has to grasp with different straws in order to come to conclusions. So the reason why I will not say the black woman is God, but I will show you that inadvertently when I teach, is because I don't want people to get side-railed about the goal. Because people will say this to me, a female dog gives birth, does that make the dog God? And I'm like, you know, they think they're saying something intelligent, and they're really being immature. And you know what that mind is? The religious state of mind. Only a child would do that. But I will tell you, the females, they don't get the point. The females of the human species I rendered that of God based on dictionary definition, and one of which being Merriam-Webster's dictionary definition would be a God is one who is in a specific aspect of creation. Does this hold the man null and void? No. But at this particular moment in time, I am homing in on the female. Can the man play the role as God? Yes. God is a neuter now. It applies to both male and female, first and foremost. So sometimes people say, how can you call her God? Then who's the goddess if she's God? God is a neuter now. I have to say this to clear some things up, because what you just opened up is Pandora's box just from asking that one question. That's why I was just being humble. So when they say, is the female God? Or how come the man can't be God? The man is God as well. But in her capacity, she is God for different reasons. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why we have to break down individuation or individual, because when you look at the word individual, and this is a semantic, in divide do. Inside divided by dual, or two. Inside divided by two. Individuation, individual. Etymologically, we go down to the word, we'll see it's the most minuscule point that you could break something down, equaling two. And even the universe is against oneness. Universe, one verse, against oneness. So I would never tell you that the man doesn't participate in the construct that we identify as God. But at this particular moment in time, the men have had their run. Being identified as God, and if that hasn't cultivated them or uplifted them enough, it's confirmation that we also have to reintroduce the female God infrastructure in our community as it relates to our mind. This is why it's doing nothing for the men only saying that they're God, and what it does is it creates a coping mechanism for the male to believe that he doesn't need his consort.
Look at the